Hi guys, Mike with CarCal here. We have our newest version, the 5.0 system. It has three things that the other systems don't have. It's going to have pitch adjustment, roll adjustment, and a kickstand. On this video, we're going to talk about roll. So roll is the idea of the target rotating this way in relationship to the vehicle. So we want to make sure that our target is perpendicular to the plane that the car is on. So we don't want it off to the side or the other side, so we need to try to get this as perpendicular as possible. So the way this works is the laser comes up through the two alignment notches, and as it starts going up through the frame, we want it to be within this notch here. If we're within this notch, we're within 1 degree of roll. We really don't know on most vehicles what the tolerance is for roll, what's acceptable and what's not. So I just try to be within 1 degree. That would be acceptable anytime. So again, you can actually see that we're slightly off here. If we were dead on, this would be right in the middle here. But even on this floor, it's slightly off. What I'm going to do is I'll put a couple washers under this guy here just to try to get the roll off a little bit more so we can adjust for it. So I'll put a couple washers to simulate the roll being off. So there we go. Now let's go ahead and get this bottom one in a little bit. So it's off, but it's barely even off a degree. So even at this point, I would call it acceptable. We're just right out about a degree off as far as this goes. But if we want to get this back within a degree, we really want the stand to move this way. So we want the stand to move this way. We need to pick up the stand on this side to move it this way. The way this works, we have our outriggers here. So if we loosen this outrigger, push it out, you'll notice it'll actually click into place right there. This is a preset position. That's where you want to be. It is even with this back tire. I'm going to go ahead and tighten this and adjust this down just so it's touching the ground. Be careful when you're adjusting this. It could change the pitch. So you don't want to adjust it so much it's actually lifting the front of the stand up. We want it just enough where it's engaging the ground. Now if we come to this side here, we release this one. We're going to go past this first notch to the second one. I'm going to lock it into place. And then as I start turning this knob here, tightening it, it's going to hit the floor, hit the ground, and it'll actually start pushing the stand up. So you can see this coming over. Once we're in the middle here, we're pretty dead on now. So that's how we're going to adjust for roll. Do keep in mind if we're doing roll and pitch simultaneous, if we have to do with two different accesses, then we may need to go from roll to pitch, from pitch back to roll once or twice just to get everything lined up. But it's a very simple adjustment for roll. Now, putting the stand back together, it's really important that these guys right here, back them all the way up so they're off the ground. You don't want this touching the ground at all. And once it's all the way backed up, I'd give it a little twist to keep it locked into place so it's not touching. Release, get it back into a spot. If either of these are down, whether you forgot to bring them up or vibrations took them down, when you try to pull the stand back, they'll drag and pull the stand off of alignment. So again, just make sure that both of these are backed all the way up, lock them in, release this. And that's it. That's how we adjust for roll.